In this session we are going to learn about the fruit. So let us start. The fruit is actually the characteristic of flowering plants. Flowering plants or angiosperms. So angiosperm is a term for flowering plants. If you remember, when we studied about the structure of a flower, particularly gynoecium, we learned that the ovary after fertilization turns into a fruit, matures into a fruit, and the ovules present inside the ovary, they develop into seed, right? So the fruit is basically characteristic of flowering plants. In all the flowering plants, we will see that the plant will bear fruit after the fertilization is complete. And if we talk about the fruit particularly, so a fruit is a mature or ripened ovary after fertilization. Clear? Now in some cases, some of the fruits develop without fertilization, and there's a special term for those fruits. They are called parthenocarpic fruit. So what are parthenocarpic fruits? The fruits, they are developed without fertilization. So since these fruits develop without fertilization, they are usually seedless. Seeds are not found in parthenocarpic fruits, so they are also called as seedless fruits. An example of a parthenocarpic fruit is a banana. So we are well aware of banana. We usually eat it. And we know that there are no seeds present inside the banana, so it's an example of a parthenocarpic fruit. Alright, so let us learn about structure of a fruit. Or parts of a fruit. Now if we talk about fruit, a fruit basically has two parts: a fruit wall, which is called pericarp, and then the fruit may have seeds. Okay, now this pericarp, it can be of two types. The pericarp can be dry, or the pericarp can be fleshy. Now, in case of the fleshy pericarp, we can divide the fruit into three different parts, or the fruit wall into three different parts: the outer epicarp, then a middle mesocarp, and then an inner endocarp. Is it clear? So if we talk about the structure of a fruit or parts of a fruit, it has two parts: a fruit wall, which is called a pericarp, and seeds. Now the pericarp can be dry or fleshy. If the pericarp is fleshy, then it further has three parts. There is an outer part called epicarp, a middle part called mesocarp, and an inner part called endocarp. Alright, now we will study about two fruits, mango and coconut. These two fruits are called drupes. Mango and coconut are called drupes. They have some special characteristics, like they are developed from monocarpellary superior ovary, and they are usually one-seeded. So we also know about mango and coconut. We usually eat them. So you must remember that mango and coconut are drupes, are examples of drupes, and they are developed from a monocarpellary superior ovary, and they are usually one-seeded. In mango we usually found one big seed. Sorry, that's not actually the seed, that's the endocarp. We will study when we learn about the diagram. So yeah, these are the two important points. Now let us study with the help of diagram the structure of the three layers, the endo, meso and the epicarp. So if we talk about mango, then in case of mango, the pericarp or the fruit wall, it is well differentiated into the three parts which we just discussed. It has an outer thin epicarp, which forms the peel of the mango. Then it has a middle fleshy mesocarp, which is usually edible. So the part of the mango which we eat is actually mesocarp. The part of the mango or the edible part of the mango is the mesocarp, which is usually fleshy and is the middle part. And there's an inner stony hard endocarp. Alright, so if we look at the structure of a mango, if we cut a mango from the side and look at it, then it will look somewhat like this. There will be a stony endocarp at the middle. So the pericarp is very well differentiated into the three parts in case of mango. The outer peel is the thin epicarp, then the middle fleshy part which we usually eat is the mesocarp. The part which is sweet and sour and juicy, it is actually the mesocarp. And the inner part is the hard stony endocarp. Alright, so the endocarp is not the seed. The seed is usually found inside the endocarp. We usually believe that endocarp is the seed, but that is not true. If we break down the endocarp, then we find the seed of the mango. So this is how the 3 layers are differentiated in mango. Now let us look at the structure of the coconut. Coconut fruit. So if we talk about the raw coconut, which looks something like this. So if you have seen a raw coconut, the outer green portion, which is usually very thick, that is the epicarp. Now since coconut is also a drupe like a mango, it will also have 3 different parts of the fruit wall. So the outer epicarp, then it has a middle fibrous mesocarp. This is usually the coconut that we use in our homes for religious purpose. It looks brown and fibrous. So that brown and fibrous part of that coconut is actually the mesocarp, which is fibrous in case of coconut. Alright, and then there is the inner endocarp, which is hard and stony, which is not the edible part. The edible part of the coconut is actually the endosperm. So endosperm is actually present inside the seed. So we do not eat the seed of the coconut, we eat the endosperm of the coconut. And there are 2 types of endosperms in a coconut: cellular endosperm and liquid endosperm, which is the free nuclear endosperm, which is the liquid part, which is usually drunk by people. So the cellular endo part is the white portion which we usually eat, which is a bit hard to eat. That is cellular endosperm. And the liquid portion of the coconut which we usually drink is the free nuclear endosperm. And this endosperm is a part of the seed of the coconut. So I hope it's clear which is the edible part of the coconut, and the 3 layers of the fruit wall in the coconut: outer epicarp, then the middle mesocarp, which is fibrous, and the inner stony endocarp, and the edible part is the endosperm. Alright, so this is the structure of the drupe, which is a coconut. So we studied about 2 drupes and their structures, along with the different parts of the fruit wall: coconut and mango. In mango, the mesocarp is the fleshy edible part. Alright, so I hope Whatever we studied about the fruit, the structure, the fruit wall, dry and fleshy fruits, and then the further differentiation of fruit wall into epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp is clear to you. Please remember the important terms and the drupes, particularly the mango and coconut, which we studied about. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you so much.